Hold on.
Sorry, I was trying to find a way to.
For starters, let me show you where we're going since we're actually starting to get into some action here. But
Yeah,
I'm going to go ahead and fix this. This will take a moment. I realized I knew I was going to have problems with this. I don't think I quite realized how bad it was going to be. But
and
these
guys are flying right into it.
Yeah. See, bam, problem solved. Now I just got to adjust it a little bit. There we go. All right, do we have it correct now?
Yes, there we go. Very cool.
Except that it doesn't show up.
the aspects now.
The aspects are. Hold on, then I have to put it back.
But you flip the main camera, not their.
I don't. Yeah, that's just it. As long as the camera matches who's playing what, that's all I'm. That's all I'm really upset about.
Okay.
I don't care where they're on the table as long as the aspects line up.
Okay. Then so sorry.
So that's actually correct. We got it. We got it. I've got Sabine on the left.
Right.
And who's got the initiative is the real question.
Greg.
Okay.
But you see what I'm saying? Greg is the Sabine player. He's on. Do we need to tell them to sit on a certain side of the table next time, or?
Okay, I'm not understanding.
So Greg.
Oh, I've got the cameras wrong.
Right. That's what I was trying to communicate.
Okay. All right. You know what? I can actually fix that Can I fix that quickly? I think I might be able to. Give me a moment.
Before the next round.
Hold me a moment. Yeah, I can fix that.
Okay.
Hold on. I can fix this.
So these are two guys that are very active in our community. They play a lot of games.
All right.
So they're probably going to play very quickly.
Yep. Hold on a minute. I've got to make a quick adjustment here.
You're good. I'm trying to follow some stuff.
I'm seeing. Oh man. Okay. Yeah, we got to get back. I'm so busy trying to fix things.
You're good. They're flying into the second turn here. Both players deciding what they want.
Oh, wait. Okay, I'm doing this wrong. You know what? I'm going to have to fix these cameras. Oh, wait a minute. I got it. I know what to do. It's going to go weird. Keep talking.
Are you going to
I know I'm really going to swap plugs. I'm literally going to go swap plugs.
I was going to say
I outthought myself earlier when I did this because I literally had this set up correctly and then looked at a different screen and was like, that looks like crap. Why did I do it that way? I'll be right back.
All good.
Yep. Gonna be some growing pains here.
Oh yeah. Hey, it's the first time we've taken this on the road, so it's all a work in progress. So Greg here has buffed up his Sabine with Wing Leader, Wind Plate effect, give another friendly rebel unit +2/+2, buffing up that Sabine ground unit, which is probably like the best opening that we could have as the Sabine aggro player. Oh, there we go. They like using their phone as a life counter, just making things super simple. Mark throwing down the cell block guard, which has Sentinel, which is like a taunt effect. Effectively, you have to attack it. Yes, now we're good. Now we are 100% good.
Even though they're facing the wrong direction.
Hey, you know.
It's all right. Okay.
I kind of like it, actually. I think that...
All right. It's clumsy, but it works. Okay. Let's get caught up.
Sometimes the simplest solution is the best solution, right? Just go swap the cables.
Yeah. All right. So where are we at?
A really good line opening for the Sabine aggro player with a unit into a wing leader. That's always a really strong play.
Man, the lighting in there's awful. I got to work on that.
Yeah.
Yikes.
It's a little bright, but we can still make everything out. Oh yeah, is that just us, or is that the stream or is it just this TV that it looks really bright like that?
It's that way on stream. It's the lighting in the room.
Yeah,
it's unfortunate. There's not much I can do about it.
Right. Yeah. High ceilings here.
What did he come in with? How did he? Oh, he swung in with the A-wing.
He swung in with the A-wing. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Or the TIE fighter, you mean? There's no A-wing. That's a Sabine.
I'm sorry, that's a Sabine with
Sabine
he put the experience tokens on a unit Sabine. Okay, all right, I got to get back to. All right.
So we're in turn 3 now.
All right, so 3 for the interceptor.
Yeah. Taking out the wing leader. Greg did have Mark. Oh, now the names are backwards though. That's the only thing.
You're killing me, Alice. All right, I'll fix that. That I can fix. Hold on.
Uh,
Let's have a quick peek
so
at that
I
Sabine
mean, they're
leader so you
both
can see what
Mark.
he does.
They're both Mark, but so Mark coming in with sneak attack, and he's bringing in K2SO.
Okay, that means K2 comes in ready.
Right.
So we went.
And that's one of those like crazy combos that this yellow Sabine deck has.
Yeah.
And then he also heroic sacrifices
Sneak attack into a K2.
into a K2 into a heroic sacrifice.
Oh my goodness.
So just what is that there?
That's insane.
6, 7, 8, 9. 9 damage coming in off of that sneak attack combo with K2SO.
That's rough.
That is rough. That's a lot. And that's just one of the perks of playing this yellow Sabine deck. It just has so many more tricks and tools than the green versions of the Sabine deck we had been seeing that were dominating the meta at the beginning. This yellow version has really kind of taken over.
This is almost too fast for me to keep
They
up
are
with.
they are very fast. These are two guys that play a lot of games, not only just Star Wars Unlimited, but a lot of card games. So they're used to playing quick. Mark already up to 19 damage out of his 25.
Yeah, only 6 health left on Mark's base there.
Yeah. So
he's going to try and bring in the cell block guard to stem the bleeding.
Right. And that's his second one.
So he's been through one already when I wasn't looking.
Yeah, he went through one already. That's how Sabine has that damage on her. Plus a Vader ping. Mark.
I saw the early Vader ping.
Yeah, Mark trying to deal with the Sabine unit early, but once she's buffed up with the wing leader, it's getting a lot more difficult.
What just? Oh, he attacked.
Yeah, it looked like Sabine attacked.
Sabine, the leader's Sabine, right?
I believe so. I believe that's what just happened.
Because Leader Sabine now on the table, as well as Sabine unit. That's one of the quirks of this particular game, is that is a legal play. You can have 2 unique units on the board with the same name,
but not the same
subtitle. Like you can't literally have the 2 copies of the same card.
Right.
But as long as they're different cards with different subtitles, that is legal.
Right. So we have the epic action on ECL being played.
Question is, what's he going to do? He's only got.
I can't make out
He's only got
what he's. Oh, he used that on the. He was putting the token on late.
He used that. Okay, he used that on the cell block guard. That's why Sabine's got 3 damage on her. There's the surprise strike, and that's going to do it.
Yep.
Yeah, that's game 1. Whew. Wow. There's you can't. Oh, good lord. Keeping up with that.
Greg, he goes by Mark most of the time, but we're going to call him Greg so that way we can actually differentiate the 2 guys here. Greg having like the perfect line with a Sabine unit into a wing leader into sneak attack K2 heroic sacrifice combo.
The draw there is insane.
Yeah, that's what you want to see. And it's not even like a matchup thing. That's just what the Sabine yellow player wants to see. That's like
we see. I mean, Sabine is so strong.
Mm-hmm.
In this meta, it's one of the scenes that I want to look at in between games. And this match looks like it's going to go pretty quick. I mean, right. I shouldn't. I forgot to start the round timer, so I'm a little irritated myself for that. Good. So we have a timer that should be counting down in the right hand corner, bottom right. It's not starting. So that's what I get for.
I don't think these guys are going to go to time, but yeah, Sabine just being. Is she the only leader that comes out on 4?
Well, at the moment, the only leader in the game that comes out on 4. That's correct.
So just a very unique mechanic at the moment.
Yeah.
Of being the only one that comes out on 4 and.
Well, and she's just pure stats. Raw damage.
Yep.
Right, pure raw damage. She's just it's very rare to see a Sabine player attack an opponent's units if they have any other options.
Right. And yeah, I mean the only time Greg did swing at a unit is when
he had
cell block guard.
When he had to. It's a sentinel. The sentinel stands. The sentinel keyword, of course, meaning that the unit has to be attacked before the base if you're attacking.
Correct.
In that arena.
Right. And so I'm not an aggro player, even though I've been playing.
I was gonna say, wait a minute, you've been playing.
I've been playing Churret all meta, but he's aggro with a gimmick. I more started playing him because he's a gimmick character, like a Voltron effect. But I ended up playing the deck like an aggro deck, which was new for me. So that was a fun experience. So again, we have that Sabine unit coming down.
Yep. Taking a quick
Thank
look.
you, sir.
Taking a quick look at, again, the Sabine unit. You can see that all she has to do is an action every round. She can just ping the base, and we're looking at another Sabine. That's another Sabine Wren, I think.
Yeah, that's the Sabine
Yep.
unit card coming out.
And then another
turn one
cell
play.
block guard.
And then beginning of turn 2, cell block guard, trying to slow him down in the ground arena. And there we have red 3.
Everybody's favorite. Red 3 coming in here on the left.
Red 3 was the, for whatever reason, I opened 5 booster boxes this game and I didn't pull a single red 3. I had to buy all 3 of them.
I remember I actually traded for one that I hooked you up with.
Yeah, I believe so. I traded
I remember that.
for you.
Yeah. I remember that.
Very elusive card for me for whatever reason. And
Sabine trades with the guard and then pings each base once. Vader's a little more stable this early in the game. Last time, Greg just absolutely overran him so fast. It was like it was like round 4 or something, and the game was over.
It was probably turn 4. Yeah.
Now I will say this: when the game initially released back in March, you found a lot of people who love the 25 health bases.
Right.
But aggro has the decks that just crank out the damage so quickly has never really gone away, and a lot more people are going back to the 30 card bases now.
Yeah, especially with Jeddah City, which is the yellow 25 health, never really
caught on.
Yeah, never really caught on. It mathematically, to me, it just doesn't make sense on paper to subtract 4 from something for 1 turn. Because effectively, in my mind, that gives you a 24 health or a 29 health base. So what's the point?
Right. Right. Sabine swinging in for the ping as she deploys.
Right.
So now coming into the ground arena, Vader pinging her for 1.
Correct. And then we have
with his ability
Lieutenant hitting. So Sabine swinging in for what is she swinging there for? 5.
Yep. Fleet Lieutenant coming in, and she swings big.
How did Mark deal with red? Oh, he played open fire. He
got rid of the
with red 3.
Yep, he open fired red 3 right. That was his first action of the round.
Yeah, that's definitely the smart play. If he open fired, how was he able to Sabine ping or Vader ping? Because Vader requires that you play a villain card.
Both players seem to have missed that particular quirk. That's okay.
They did. Yeah, it's all right.
One of the things that I told Jason, right, which is our tournament, our TO for the day,
right?
I told him, he asked me before we're going to ECL and just smash. Yeah, looks like we're going to take the text on the energy conversion lab and just immediately smash.
Yeah, and he's opting to hit the fleet.
He's going for the lieutenant,
which I think makes sense because that way he can Vader ping and deal with that fleet lieutenant.
He certainly can now because he's played a villain card for sure.
Correct.
One of the things I told Jason was I was not going to the players at the table have to monitor the game state.
I agree with that. I see some streams sometimes where if they see a mistake, they'll run out and try to correct it with the players. They're in charge of their own game state.
Yep.
We're not trying to.
Nope, that's not my job today.
Nope.
Okay, so the Vader ping plus the open fire gets rid of Leader Sabine after the Fleet Lieutenant swings in.
And then Greg responding here with K2SO.
And then coming immediately right back with K2.
Hard cast K2SO.
Yep. K2 the traditional way, straight to the board.
Such a strong card.
K2 is just crazy.
Yes.
For a regular rare, that thing is so good.
Yeah, he's amazing. Very, very Overwhelm, I think, is kind of often overlooked at the moment in the current meta as not being extremely, or it's just not something you hear people get like super jazzed about. But I think with this upcoming set, that's a key word. That and grit. Where
I'm looking forward to more. I'm looking forward to overwhelm. Now, if my count is correct, Mark is now up to 7 resources. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, correct. So we're going to see a double dose of Vader this round.
And there's the first one.
Yep. Here comes the Dark Lord as a unit out of Mark's hand. He's able to search the top 10 cards of his deck and grab a villain unit of 3 cost or less. We already see he's got at least one cell block guard in there.
And I see
that's probably where he's going.
Yeah.
Yep. Good call.
Protect Vader.
Yep. Protects Vader, keeps Vader from getting smashed. Now, Vader, of course, is going to be able to
K2.
Yep, he's immediately going to smash K2, and we have to believe that the damage for losing K2 off the board is going to go right to his face, and it is.
Absolutely.
but we're also going to see Unit Vader coming out. I mean, Leader Vader coming out this round, right?
Fleet Lieutenant going to trade.
Fleet Lieutenant basically has to trade with the guard. Doesn't have much of an option there.
And here comes.
And here comes the dark. Here comes the Dark Lord himself.
Yes. And then Greg responding with heroic sacrifice. Just
no, that's
or
for,
not heroic
for
sacrifice,
for a cause I believe in.
Correct.
Trying to do direct damage to the base and did come up. Looks like he came up with 4 straight.
I think he missed one. Wasn't that? I think one of those was surprise strike.
Okay. Vader swings in for 5 to the base, I think, but
yes.
I'm not seeing. They haven't logged the damage yet, or have they?
I think they did. I think he was at 4. Again, these players playing very fast. That's just kind of.
That doesn't feel like. Yeah, they were like, "Oh, we're going to use the app." I'm like, I wish you wouldn't, but
right.
I have these big tokens so we can explicitly see what's going on.
And they also.
I don't feel. I'm not sure. I don't feel like they counted Vader's damage correctly because he pinged 4 times with Sabine and Vader hit him. He should be lower. I don't understand what's happening there.
Hopefully they catch it at the beginning of the round.
I'm not sure.
Mark, and if they have this correct, Mark still has initiative, which I think
the token hasn't moved, so I have to believe they've got that part
because
correct.
Greg slapped down a Sabine just to have something on the board going into.
I mean, he's going to lose it as soon as Mark.
Right.
Mark,
But that makes sense. He definitely, especially knowing that I believe one of the cards he put back on top with 4 cause was surprise strike, so you definitely want to have an eligible target for that to try to pump that.
I think he's just gonna.
He's
gonna true strike.
True strike.
I've never actually seen anybody play that card. Wow.
It's like kind of one of the only.
He's just gonna true strike.
Strike true.
Sabine correctly. Strike true. Exactly. Sabine straight off the board.
Yep. Which makes sense.
And then in comes the Falcon in response.
Yeah. Ooh, and then we're
seeing a Force Lightning.
Force Lightning to respond.
Is he going to just?
Yeah, to respond to the
Falcon.
Yeah, he's going to pay to just.
He's going to just Force Lightning the Falcon directly out. Okay, so okay.
I think they did count that.
They did. I'm seeing it now. The numbers are both facing they're both facing the wrong side of the screen. Okay.
And then both Vaders swing into the base, putting.
And so now with it's only 10 health remaining for Sabine.
And with a huge
Mark's managed to stabilize
board,
things here.
Big board state for Mark. Greg going to be looking for some of his direct damage cards, maybe another Falcon, something that comes in ready. And
it's a rogue operative. Which is one of my personal favorite cards.
I also really
in
like
the
that
set.
card.
I feel like it's very underrated.
Yes,
for its cost and how hard it hits.
Correct.
It's just
and
crazy.
Also just having that 4 health is unique to this set. A lot of cards sitting at similar cost, sitting at 3 health.
Leader Vader swings in, and it looks like Greg is just going to scoop it up.
Yeah,
he knows the very next action he's out.
Right.
And so that ties things up.
He's flipping top card of his deck, seeing if he can come up with a 4 cause something or a Falcon direct damage to see if he was just a turn behind.
Yep.
But looks like not only a turn behind, but not the right stuff at the top of the deck. And with that, we'll go to game 3.
There we go. Just got to get everything reset here, and we'll go to game 3.
I'm going to poke up my head out and see how much time is on the clock. I should
Please do.
See it really
Please
easily.
do. Thank you. Couple answers in chat. Chat was asking about how the base health is being monitored. The numbers in the top right to the players is their health remaining. What the players are doing for their own edification, ordinarily I would vastly prefer if they would use the tokens that I've provided on the table to place on their bases themselves, but that's not what's happening here, which is fine. You know what, Matt? I'm going to turn your levels up a little bit. I think you're just a little quiet compared to me. I tend to be very loud. I am.
You don't say.
Imagine that. Imagine that. My wife would agree with you, by the way. Oh, fancy.
Yeah, Jason popped in
nice.
the middle of game 1
nice
and gave us an OP pack.
Nice.
What a gentleman.
See, look at that. She's in chat agreeing with me. See, look at that. Yes, you are. See, look at that.
I poked my head out there and looked, and there was about 35 minutes left on the clock. So again, 55-minute rounds for 3 games.
Yep.
Both of these guys
Yep.
play very fast.
We're gonna have I'm betting that this last game takes about 10 minutes, if that.
Yeah.
I mean, and if Greg draws another, ridiculous, Sabine play, then and that's the thing with yellow Sabine. Sometimes she'll just do that.
Yeah, the sneak attack and the combination of sneak attack and surprise strike, just all
crazy.
these cards that can boost damage.
It's just crazy.
And the combo with K2 is like the dream.
Oh, it's 100% the dream.
But and that's what we saw in game 1. But even just having all those cards that boost damage tend to push these games to wrap up pretty quickly.
Mark's going to keep his hand.
I see a wing leader in Greg's hand.
Well, and Mark resourced a Mahdi and a Force Lightning, I noticed.
Yeah, I think that makes sense to me. Mahdi's kind of a win.
This early, I think Mahdi's probably not the card you want.
No.
You want him mid to late when you can
Right,
use him to
correct.
stand Vader back up, right?
All right, and Greg starting with initiative, being the losing player from
Yep.
the last game. Starting with R2-D2.
Coming in with an R2.
I also really like R2.
The design for R2 and 3PO is actually really
It's
really
very
good.
fun. I find myself not playing the full combo with 3PO all too often, but just being able to see more cards in my deck with R2 definitely feels really nice.
Both players coming in with a little bit of cheap ground presence. I'm suspecting Greg's probably a little disappointed. He doesn't have anything other than his hand other than R2 to get started.
That's...
We'll have to see what else he's sitting on.
For Sabine, that's not the only thing.
He's going to wing leader into R2.
He's a rebel.
Interesting. He is indeed. So R2 getting a little bigger now with some experience tokens, going up to a 3/6.
And that's a really hard unit to deal with him having 6 health now at the moment.
Mahdi swings into the base, so does R2.
Yep.
Both players getting some base damage in,
Mark
and Mark
ramping
opting for the resupply.
Yeah,
I like that play.
I do as well. Ramp in this game feels so interesting compared to... Because I compare this game to Hearthstone a lot of times.
Okay.
In my mind, that's the clearest comparison.
Okay.
And Ramp and Hearthstone in this game are kind of similar, but in this, with the back and forth actions, just taking your whole turn, quote unquote, to do nothing but ramp, it just feels very interesting.
And there are certain decks and certain matchups that it doesn't feel so bad, right? You can get away with it.
Yeah.
I mean, you look at last game, the using your ECL on a super laser technician feels terrible.
So there we have the TIE interceptor dealing with the red 3.
Red 3 comes out. Mark is ready with the interceptor, and as the wing leader swings into the base for a couple. This pace of play is much easier to keep up with. They're slowing down to think a little more here.
Yeah, correct. They went to, both players kind of coming in swinging game 1, very confident. I imagine both of them won their previous round.
Yep, Vader's going to go ahead and clear the wing leader off the board using his ability.
R2's going to swing.
R2's going to come in and hit the base for 3, presumably. I have not seen where that damage went. Okay. As Sabine kicks off as well. What did R2 attack? There we go. Now they logged it.
Yeah.
It's like they didn't log R2's damage on the base. All right. And then, of course, we do get... Oh, no, Sabine,
I think
R2 swung, but I didn't see where that damage went. It feels like maybe they might have miscounted that one. Chad is asking if it's possible to recover health on your base. It absolutely is. There is a mechanic in the game called Restore, but you find most of the cards that have that particular keyword in Vigilance, in the blue aspect, which means that you probably won't see a lot of in this game, neither player having that aspect easily available to them. See, I'm smelling it. I'm smelling the overwhelming barrage, and there it is.
And that's going to be for 5.
Yep.
So definitely just
He's immediately going to pump 5 damage into Sabine Leader and clear her right off the board.
Get her off the board.
Yeah,
that always feels good.
It's a really good play. Anytime you can knock out the opponent's leader before they've really gotten a ton of value out of it, it's always a good feeling.
And I think now that TIE Interceptor is pumped, we're going to see
R2 with a surprise strike going right into the base.
But I think we're going to see Mark swing with the Interceptor and then probably throw Mahdi into R2 so that way he can ready the Interceptor again. Now that it's hitting harder. Yeah, there we go. So he's going to ready his TIE Interceptor with Mahdi's ability. Greg had played the Falcon before that. You know what? This is my first time commentating this game.
Yeah.
And I didn't commentate any Destiny either. But I'm realizing with the back and forth actions, like even they're playing at a moderate pace right now.
It's quick.
It's quick.
It's quick. You got to be on your toes.
Right. It's not like Magic where you can kind of see everything the player does and then kind of discuss it.
He's going to trade the Interceptor.
I like that play.
I think it's a good play.
It technically doesn't
die until the end of the phase, but it's
effectively a trade, and I think I like that to remove the Falcon.
Yep. And then come in with a quick Stormtrooper at the end of the round.
You got mana at the end of the turn, or resources at the end of the turn.
Nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with that unit for 1 cost.
Love that card.
It's a great card. Mark still firmly on the back foot, though only 7 HP remaining on his base. 22 for Greg, so big uphill battle to fight here for Mark.
And just R2 hard to deal with that
6 health. 6 health. I mean, when you get a unit with 6 health on the board on round 2, it just feels terrible. And of course, Greg coming into this round with initiative has to feel pretty good about his chances. A single surprise strike will put Mark on death's door.
Correct.
Looks like Mark's got a pretty solid hand queued up and ready if he can survive an action or 2 into this round. Because he should be on 7 resources. This should be Vader's big coming out party this turn.
Right.
Took Greg a little while to figure out what to resource, but he finally gets there. Gets everything down. R2 stands back up, and he's on the button. And here comes R2.
To just swing in with R2.
All the way down to 4 HP for Mark. So now he's got to figure out what his first play needs to be. He's got 2 good possibilities in his hand. I think I saw a cell block guard in there.
I did see that.
But so if I've read his hand correctly, he's sitting on a Tarkin and a Vader and a cell block guard.
I think you just go for the Vader here.
I really do think you do, because Vader just one-shots him, and just cleans him right out. Yeah, and that's the play. Yeah,
for sure.
I'm with him. I would have had to kind of debate that just a moment, just to have a think through. But I think that's the right play, and because if he can come up with a cell block guard in that first stack, that's going to feel really good. Automatically, I saw 2. Oh, there it is, and there it was. He's got 2 in there. He's got 2 in there. So it's a question of do you go to guard the ground, or do you bring it? He's got a Snowtrooper Lieutenant in there too.
Yeah,
he could do Snowtrooper and Death.
To pump some
damage. That's what he's going to do. He's got the other Death Star Trooper in there too. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I like this play. I saw 2 Death Star Troopers
because you got Greg on the back foot with almost nothing.
With clearing out the board, and now your ground presence is quite solid. It also saves him a little action economy, right? The Snowtrooper Lieutenant allows him to swing in with the Death Star Trooper for 5 quick damage.
Oh, and we're going to see Leader Vader.
And you're going to get Leader Vader in just a moment. You see him making space. Yep. He's ready for this to happen.
And he still has ECO available. He has not used ECO.
He has not used ECO.
That's big.
But he's sitting on 4 health.
Yeah, that's the thing.
A single misplay at the wrong time.
He's in 4 cause range.
Yeah.
For Greg to draw that card and just be able to, end the game.
Yep. Unit Sabine coming down for Greg on the other side of the board.
And I think here I would like to see Mark. Oh, okay, and then also a rogue operative coming down. If he only had 1 unit, I would trade or not trade, but I would get rid of the unit with the leader Vader. But with both units, maybe you just hit the base.
If the rogue operative gets the chance to act first, the game's over, right? So
oh right, it's raid 2.
it's raid 2.
That's correct.
So
he has to deal with that.
He has to either deal with it now
or claim, but he's
going to
just deal with it.
Okay. Yep. He's gonna attack the rogue operative.
That's right. It's raid 2.
It's
I
raid
don't know
2.
why I thought it was raid 1.
He's gonna attack the rogue operative straight up and deal 2 damage to Sabine with Vader's ability, which is quite solid. And then
Greg
holds on to the initiative. A single surprise strike will end the game here.
Yes.
So it's simply a question of whether or not
surprise strike or for a cause I believe in that.
He's right in for a cause range.
Right.
A heroic sacrifice would also do it. Actually,
that is true.
So
that's the thing with this yellow.
A lot of different options. Nope, he's just got a regular
he's just
attack.
To swing in.
Okay.
Oh wait, but he's got the ping off of Sabine.
Oh, and then leader Sabine.
And that's
one more action, and that's it. Yeah.
So Mark has to be able to. I don't think Mark has.
He can't do 30. He can't do 17 damage in one action.
No way.
Yeah. Leader Sabine's ability is gonna clean this up.
Right. So. And then there it is.
There it is. Rough.
Yeah. That was a good game.
That was a great game.
Very, very good.
That was a great game.
That was a great game 3 where it kind of it felt close. It was close.
It was very
but
close.
Also just a good back and forth. Buffed up R2. Just showing how crazy six health is.
Yeah.
How difficult it is to deal with.
Sometimes you forget how good R2 simply is, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yikes.
He has that rebel tag and
yikes.